Okay, what we have here is another new to me Seiko. This is an automatic. It is the SNZG13J1. I believe the J1 is because it was on the metal bracelet. It was too small, but it did come with the extra links. I bought this off of eBay. You can see the scratches on the lens. But when you look at it for the time, you're looking straight on, you don't see the scratches. And it's something I've learned and I wanted to share with you guys as far as when you're looking at watches to buy on eBay. Because all the pictures, a lot of times the pictures are macro, and they show you every flaw. A lot of times the watch is dirty. And you just have to understand what you're looking at. So it's a 41 millimeter case. It has a day-date function, and it is color matched, which I love. The indices are all printed, but look at this chapter ring and how the dial that dial's like sunken in. It's like a 1960s sunken living room effect. I love it. The lume is real good. I'll try to show you that before the end of the video. I have a couple snapshots on my phone I can insert, but it's not super dark, I don't think. Anyhow, it's the old school Seiko 5 logo, which I like. It does not hack when you pull all the way out. It is a push-pull crown. I'm just doing this to show off the Seiko 5 Sports. So you can see the dial better. As you know, you would pull this out one click and you could turn it one way and change the day. You turn it the other way and you change the date. It is a made in Japan. I love these. I'm always trying to look for these watches when it says made in Japan right on the dial. 23 joules, 100 meter water resistance. Display back. It's pretty funky when I got it. I did run it under cold water with a fingernail brush and soapy water. Cleaned it right up, made it look a lot better than it looked in the ad. I think it's the S2. What is it? What is this? Okay, does not want to focus for us. Yeah, the 7S36 movement. 36 is the day-date feature. See that sucker ticking away in there. So, I did a review not long ago on this little watch here, which is only like a 35 millimeter watch. It's a quartz. It's a locking screw down crown with crown guards, day-date, color matched wheel. It's just very tiny on my wrist. I like it. It's badass. It's very reminiscent of the MACVSOG watches, which was the video I did on it. I said how this was a decent compromise for a later model watch. Also beat up. You can see how beat up the crystal is on it. It's just a little small for my wrist. So I knew these existed and I was looking for these. You could buy this new out of Japan for anywhere from like 130 to 160 bucks or so. In the States, they tend to be a little bit more. And I've seen people asking $400 to $500 for this watch, which is absolutely ridiculous. It is beat up. The case is scratched. The crystal's scratched. Fence posts, hour and minute hand. Really interesting. These watches are quite a ways apart, and when they were made, I believe this was made in the 2000s. This, I think, is like a 1983. But you can see the red tip on the end of that syringe secondhand. I dig that. A military watch or field watch is usually denoted by the fact that it has what we call the Arabic numerals, which is what you see here, 1 through 12 on the dial. It also has a 24-hour time. It's all printed. However, Seiko and the number 5 in the shield. That's the only Seiko 5 watch I'm interested in, is the one that has the original Superman shield. I do not like, and I really doubt that I'll ever own a Seiko that has that new logo. I just hate it. I think it looks horrible, just looks silly. I don't like it. Aesthetically unpleasing. I like the print above the 6, automatic, 23 joules, 100 meter water resistant. It's a good looking dial. Some people might think it's a little bit busy, I would think. I can understand that thought, but I think it's just right, everything about it. $68. $68 on eBay because it was beat up. So I don't mind buying used watches. I could tell in the pictures that the second hand was moving, so I knew it was working. You can see how the lume's working right now. It hasn't even been charged. I haven't put it in the sun or anything. But you can see the lume wants to light right up here. Yeah, I'll insert a quick snapshot here. So that's it. That's it. I just wanted to point out that, you know, I'm taking the chance sometimes on these used watches. Every once in a while I might get burned. I felt pretty good about this one. You just can't beat a Seiko. This has that classic look. It's not a MACVSOG watch, obviously, but it's about the closest thing you're going to find by modern standards. All right. Yeah, the scratch looks bad there, huh? Here's the cool thing. I can replace this crystal. And the funny thing is, if I bring this to Mike and I have the crystal, I'm talking about Mike over at Majestic Watch and Jewelry over here on Larchmont, he would just take it and knock it out for me in about 5 minutes. I would consider, I mean, it's better with the flat crystal, obviously, but I'd consider putting a double dome, maybe a single dome crystal on this for a little distortion, just a slight one, just for fun. It probably won't happen. You can see the lume here. And I probably won't change it at all because there's something about a watch that's taken the abuse and it's been worn and been used. And the beauty of this too is it's another great beater watch. The neat thing is it's slim enough. It doesn't have a bezel like I like. I prefer dive watches, 200 meter water resistance, not because I'm going to go 660 feet down in water, but because the water resistance typically is a denoter of resilience. That's all. That's what that's about. But this would be absolutely fine for just about anything you're going to wear it for. As I said, it came with the original links, so I was able to size it for myself. They are just push pins. It is a folded over. You can see a bit of a seam in that polished edge here. It's a Seiko 3-piece, you know, typical. They put this on most of their watches. Very comfortable, classic, stylish. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same thing with these clasps. I pointed this out in my last video. People knock these only because there happen to be milled clasps available, but what they don't stop to talk about is this is very thin. Milled clasps are much thicker. And if you're not wearing it in the field, if you're a desk diver, the extra thick clasp of a milled clasp is getting in the way. It's actually hitting your computer and everything else. So I think the milled clasps are neat, but honestly, I got no problems with this. That's plenty of security. This is not going to, you know, pop off for no reason. You know, you have to lift this first. You have to push in these little two things here that lock around that pin. That's how that works. You guys know this. You're Seiko people. That's why you're here. So anyhow, I'm just saying I'm a hunter. I'm a hunter of deals on sites like eBay. And if I see something as soon as I see something that's under $100, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to study it. Because I figure if I wanted to, I cleaned this up already. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. And if I wanted to, I could sell this for more than I bought it. But this is definitely a keeper for my personal collection. And as much as I like this one, I might let this go. I could, because it's so tiny, I could see this looking better on a woman's wrist. But it is cool. I really like that. Anyhow, that's it. You guys have a great day. Be kind to one another. I will catch you all in the next one.